Michael Jackson versus...
It's got to be... Whoever you're going to say, it's got to be Michael Jackson.
Elton John.
Oh, no.
Okay, madness.
Welcome back to the Threeskins Podcast.
Hey,
we're not in the usual spot again. You know, conditions. That's just what it is. Just deal with it.
Better than nothing, so stop whining about it.
Yeah, stop crying about it.
Yeah, if
Stop
everything
crying.
sounds like, you know, we're in a concert hall or something, there's like a reverb to everything.
Can you hear it?
I think I can hear it on here, but when I played it back... Okay.
There we are. What were you saying?
I can hear it when I got it on the mic, but when I listened to it back on the laptop, it didn't sound like it.
Well, then...
I don't get it.
We won't worry about it.
We'll fuck about with the audio. It's all
It doesn't
good.
really matter.
100 likes every podcast. This podcast today, guys.
101 likes.
Oh, yeah, by the way, I hope you enjoyed Christmas.
Oh shit! Yeah, that happened.
Yeah.
Like a whole month ago.
We've done like 2 Christmas... How many Christmas podcasts have we done? Because we did one that never got released. That was the year, but that wasn't even last Christmas. So we already done like 2 Christmas podcasts. We filmed one and then missed one the year before that, and then this year we were like, are we going to bother doing a Christmas podcast? We're like, probably not.
I don't really
But
celebrate Christmas. It's just pointless, isn't it?
yeah, we then ended up just not meeting for ages because you knew someone who got COVID, then my family ended up getting COVID, and it was just we couldn't meet for ages. So sorry.
Stupid Omicron.
Yeah.
It's my least favourite Transformer.
It's a stupid name, isn't it? Omicron. Why do they go with that?
I don't know. That's
Anagram of no crimbo, isn't it?
When you
Yeah,
just
it
call
is.
it like, you know,
another H.
new virus. He coming.
New virus.
He coming.
There's no
COVID-20.
H in
Yeah.
crimbo.
Yeah, COVID-20.
COVID-20.
I don't get
Trimbo.
it. And like, it's like people have said this 1,000 times, but
Why say 1001 then?
where are the other 18 COVIDs? Where are they?
They just go when they like take it in turns. It's like tagged. Do you know what I mean? They tag in and out.
Why is this one caused shit and the other boys didn't?
Well, did it though?
Well, it has caused shit for me. It's been 2 years of being locked indoors, of being told what to do. And all
I
that
see.
shit.
I thought you meant just the Omicron one.
Nah. Because all the other COVID, like, where's COVID 2? Where's COVID 3?
This is the thing that, like, obviously the last podcast we did, none of this had happened, but it's very recently just put all the stuff with Boris Johnson. Obviously,
Having a little party.
having a little party. But the thing is, it's like
It always looks like he's woken up from a party. You know what I mean?
the thing is,
Yeah,
if they're telling
both
everyone
do.
like, oh, you've got to do this and do that, and you're because that was when we was all under strict lockdown for our safety, right? If they're doing that,
Yeah, but which lockdown was that? Was that...
Which one?
Was that the first
It was
one?
one of them. No, it was like
there was 2, wasn't there?
It was just after because it was the day of or the day after.
Oh, Queen's
Prince Philip's funeral.
Yeah, her
It was like the
vag
night
filler.
before Prince Philip's funeral.
Yeah.
And we
I
was
thought
in-
there was just no one there because no one liked him.
Well, but no, they was all pissed. They was all
yeah.
they were all hanging.
Oh
They
no!
couldn't make it.
Have you heard of was it Cassette Boy?
Cassette Boy.
Mm.
He's been going for
He
years.
just
Cassette
made
Boy.
one the other day.
Did he?
And at the ending of it is all of like those Tory guys just like partying in the little space where the Queen is sat on her own at her fucking husband's funeral. It's amazing. I love it.
I do like Cassette Boy. Classic.
Yeah, Cassette Boy's done some amazing. His Apprentice ones are great with Alan Sugar. That's so good. Sir Alan Sugar is on television.
I don't get like.
But with the whole party thing, like we're all locked. It just if they're doing that, it shows that they're not worried.
Yeah, but you're telling me you
So
didn't
why
party
aren't-
too?
Yeah, but why aren't they?
No. Did you
no,
party?
No, no. But this is the thing. I'm not bothered about it because I didn't follow any.
I didn't follow.
I've got no.
rules.
All these people that are like, I followed the rule and I sacrificed my entire life for this. I knew
I don't give a
that
fuck.
I'm well aware as
Yeah.
an adult with common sense that the government like to lie to you.
Yeah.
So I wasn't going to sacrifice 2 years of my life. So I didn't fucking, you know what I mean? If I had it or I got ill or I knew someone that had it, I would test and I wouldn't go out. But I wasn't like completely isolating myself for the whole lot. Fuck it.
We just changed the way we did things. Instead of going to the pub, me and my mates, instead of going to the pub, what we do a thing called shop crawl. And I already talked about that before.
Shop crawl.
You go from shop to shop, different beers.
Yeah.
That's good.
You know, and you just get... We did that instead of...
We were going to film
going
a
to the pub.
shop crawl,
A
weren't
shop
we?
crawl would be. We should do that. That would be
It's
great.
great.
A
It's
shop
so
crawl.
much fun. Like, and you get exercise out of it. Exercise, beer.
That's such a British way of thinking. It's basically a pub crawl, but it's like
it's pub crawl,
good
but like
exercise,
it's shops.
pub crawl.
Technically, the alcohol you get at each shop is smaller, so technically you.
Why?
What do you start
You're
off
not buying,
big and then
unless you're buying a pint can, you're not having a pint at a shop, are you? You're having a bottle.
Yeah.
Or,
You need to do it like with a tick list.
yeah.
or like different beer in a different shop. Like that'd be good.
10 beers.
Yeah, 10 beers, 10 shops.
Yeah.
Go up for a video, yeah? Shop crawl.
Shop crawl. Let's do it. If you'd like to see us do a shop crawl. We're just outside a one-stop drinking on the side.
That's what we did. That's what we did. In fact, I'm going out on Saturday and I'm doing it again. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, Greggy. But yeah, it just makes you think, like the whole... Because they're doing that while we're all locked up. Well, we're all locked up. But what do they know that we don't know? Because if it was genuinely serious,
aliens.
All the rich people are going to be... They're going to be the ones that are super isolated. Like, fuck all of us. They're going to hide in their little pods, aren't they? Stay away from that because I don't want it. But they're all partying and shit. Yeah, but while we're all... So it makes you think, like...
The thing is, when you're super rich, yeah, a fine is nothing.
No, but you're not getting one. Not the money side of it, but if it's really, if it was genuine, I'm not saying it's not dangerous, but did they hype it up to an extent that? Do you know what I'm saying?
No. What it is
because
that
if they're going, this is really bad. This is really serious. You've all got to be locked up right now, and everyone goes, all right, and they go, well, you're going to go and have a fucking party now.
Yeah, no, but it's
what do they know that you do? Because if it was genuine, if it was really 100%, this is fucked, and it's going to like.
No, it's because the whole point of a lockdown isn't to protect themselves or anyone else. It is literally to protect old people and people with like heart conditions and shit. That's the whole reason for it. And the thing is that they're all sat there just thinking, because half of these Tories, they're like mid-50s, you know, all that sort of, Boris Johnson's around that age. They don't give a fuck. They're not part of they're slightly more vulnerable than we are, but they're not that vulnerable.
No, I'll tell you what.
You look at the death rate, it is literally, it's like us, it's like this. Everyone else is like this, and then 70 plus is like this.
Yeah, but if that's the
it's
truth,
why
has that not been? Why has it not been told to us like that, presented to us like that? Like, this is bad, but chances it will just affect the old and the vulnerable. Don't get too worried. Don't go nuts. You never look yourself down, but be responsible. Why was it not like that? Why is it like everyone lock inside right now? Like,
was it like that?
Yeah, it was.
I think
the first one, obviously, as it went on, people stopped giving so much of a shit. But when I remember that first lockdown, and I walked from my house and I didn't see. It was like a ghost town. I didn't see a car. I didn't see a person. For like the first few weeks and months of that first lockdown, there was nobody anywhere.
Emptiness. Like, no one even
there
went
out for walks. There were police and shit everywhere. My nan's friend went out to the shop to get, like, she drove her car. My nan told me about it. She drove her car. A little old woman drove her car from her house to the garage. Like, not that far. And the police pulled her over, like, what are you doing outside? She was like, I'm going to get bread and milk.
What are the police doing outside?
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that I wouldn't even say that.
Hey, you wouldn't be working from home, Mr. Police Officer.
Yeah.
Didn't you follow the rules? Nah, but the way I see it is that I agree in the sense that what we should have done is get the vulnerable and the olds, ship them off the Isle of Wight, build a bunch of bingo halls, you know, and that's it.
There shouldn't just be a coronavirus thing there. We should just do this. Like, honestly, there aren't many problems in the world that wouldn't be solved by getting rid of the olds. It almost solves everything.
It's funny because it is true. It is true. Because you think about it, like, historically speaking, we didn't have healthcare or anything. Like, you got old, you got bad hip, you're dead.
Yeah.
But we don't have that, like, selection anymore. So now we have to constantly look after these old people that are
crippled.
And they don't want to die. They're holding on to dear life for 30 years longer than they should be. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because that's, like, human, isn't it? It's like, you want to live. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I don't want to die.
Yeah. No matter how fucked you are, there's still.
But now we have that. Now there's that imbalance, and you know, what can you do about it?
I think more of the trouble is, it's like we've said before. It's just they're old and they're batshit, but those are the people that like run the world.
It's like the American election last year. It's like old guy with like early onset dementia versus old guy with early onset dementia. It's just like
if that person worked in Tesco.
Yeah.
And I walked past and went, I don't know where the loo roll is. And I saw him, I go, I'm not fucking asking him because he won't know. I'll go and ask someone else. It's true. I'll be like, I'm not going to ask that old boy.
Even when I'm like going to a cashier, I choose the one that's not old. Because the old one's going to be sat there like,
here's your change.
Yeah.
And the worst bit, they try and talk to you.
Oh, they try and talk to you. When it's like someone that's young, it's like, you're right, mate.
Oh, right, this was all fields when you were younger, was it? Yep.
And then you just go, cheers, mate. And he goes, cheers. And then that's it. That's your entire... Oh, it's great. You know?
Yeah, there aren't many problems in the world that wouldn't be solved by less olds.
Oh yeah, there's going to be a big problem in Korea and Japan.
Yeah,
Where,
and
like,
China.
all the young people
everywhere.
have to look after the elderly.
It's literally everywhere it's going to be happening.
Yes, I don't know what to do.
There is nothing we can do. We
there has
obviously
to be.
can't kill them.
No, but this is the thing. I don't want to kill. But why can't we just move them away? Let's just tarmac some shit country that's got no population, and we'll send the olds there. Like, what's somewhere like Mongolia?
That would cost more.
Do you know what I mean? Mongolia. I don't care how much it costs.
The Isle of Wight is literally just over the sea from us.
You say that costs like think how much money that we spend on just loads of shit that is unnecessary, doesn't work, and I'd give it a shot.
Dude,
and if it didn't work,
pensions alone take up like 40 to 50% of
Hashtag-
the budget, the government budget.
hashtag move the olds.
You can pay
Move
for
the olds.
5 more
They paid into those
militaries.
pensions, Greg.
Yeah, they did. I'm not saying that they didn't. I'm saying that they might have paid for those pensions, but their pensions seem to take up a disproportionate amount of the budget. Look, I like the idea of Old People Island. I think it's
Are we
great.
going to say something that we haven't said 100 times?
Look, can I just finish?
Have we talked about Old People Island?
Like 30 times.
Yeah, but let me finish.
Sorry.
I think we need to... Look, okay, yeah, we probably have talked about this, but it is one of the biggest issues facing the world. People talk about things like climate change and stuff like that, and those are fucking terrible issues. But this issue of aging population, as they call it, I would say...
Asian? What's wrong with the Asians?
See, Matt's a racist.
We've literally had this was the same conversation we had in the last podcast. Like that exactly.
Yeah.
He said aging populations and that. Yeah.
But anyway, my point is that I think it should be treated as seriously as we do climate change. Just saying.
It should be. Hashtag.
But then again, we don't even take climate change seriously, so it doesn't matter, does it? We don't take anything seriously.
Stop the olds.
We can't be bothered anymore.
The olds. Right. We do actually have a kind of a topic for this podcast. It's not just going to be us rambling.
We're going to get
shit
pictures
like
of old people, and which one would you sacrifice first? That's the game.
Oh, that's a good one. That is a good game. We should play that game, but we're not playing that game today. Today we're playing a different game. We're playing a music-related game because we don't actually talk about music that often, really.
No, we don't.
Hardly ever. We did a podcast.
Matt's banned us from talking about music.
No, ban you talk about music.
Yeah.
You talk about fucking people that only do live shows to 4 other people.
And I'm spreading the word. That's a good thing.
No.
Well, and it's not 4 other people. It's usually at least 100 minimum.
Minimum. Yeah. I went to a gig with you once and you're like, this band's fucking huge. And we were there as like 30 people.
And 30 fucking cool dudes, and we had a good time.
It was a good time.
It was a good time.
I do like small gigs. But yeah, so you, do you want to talk through what...
So I was just thinking, like, what can we, like...
It's a really good idea.
We used to do, like, quizzes against each other, and I think one time we did talk about the top 10 most listened to bands of all time.
Yeah.
But other than that, I thought I'd pitch them against each other, on, like, with the Spotify listens. So here's just an example. If I said... who's got more listens on Spotify, Metallica or AC/DC? What would you say?
Metallica.
I say AC/DC.
AC/DC.
Is it?
Yeah.
Really?
Fuck you, Greg. Yeah.
AC/DC is shit.
Yeah, but it
Metallica,
doesn't matter
Metallica
about
at least fun.
It doesn't matter about the quality of the... You have to think about who will have more...
Greg's going to lose every single
one.
Is
the listens by... Is it collectively or is it a monthly?
I think it's monthly.
Average monthly listeners.
Like Metallica are cheesy as fuck, but they got some fucking bangers. I'm not
I think they
lie.
both do.
Like Thunderstruck. Thunderstruck's good for like the first like minute.
I've seen AC/DC,
but like you get bored. You get bored of it after a
They
while.
had Axl Rose was singing for them.
Really?
Yeah.
I think the problem with AC/DC is they make like a guitar like and then they make the entire song about it, and then that's why they're boring. It's like it gets like 6 minutes in, you're like, we've heard the riff. We've heard the riff.
Angus Young, is that the singer?
Yeah.
I fucking love his voice.
He's the guitarist. Well, he might sing as well. I don't really know a lot.
No, Angus Young's the guitarist.
Whoever the singer is, I love his
because he always dresses up as a schoolboy, doesn't he? I think that's where Jack Black got the thing from. In
Bit
School
creepy.
of Rock.
Bit creepy.
A little bit. But I tell you what, I only saw him like 5-6 years ago. Maybe a little bit longer than that, around there. But old as fuck, Angus Young, really old. Obviously, Angus old, and in his little schoolboy uniform,
Schoolboy
uniform, and he is the whole set like running around the place.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
going mental.
A lot of these are
And
like,
it's
a lot of these
there's a bit
ones
where a
are
plinth
though.
goes up and he's on top of the plinth and he's doing like the Marty McFly thing, like spinning around on the floor,
Yeah,
like. And I'm like, what? Like this guy's like 80. Like,
dude,
what is mad?
Whenever I've gone to
He's
like,
not 80. I don't know how old. Well, actually,
Probably.
if I go to band practice and I'm stood up playing guitar for like even an hour, you feel like so worn out afterwards. And he's been doing that his whole life. He's built himself up. He's got like the perfect muscles for running about the stage, fucking swinging a guitar out.
If you're doing like 40 gigs a fucking year or whatever.
makes you think, doesn't it, that like the average
must
old,
be in good shape.
Average old that you see in like Tesco in the fucking vegetable aisle, or like and then him who's like probably spent like the whole 70s and 80s just off his head, loaded on all sorts of fucking drugs, and is now and he's like in like amazing physical shape. It makes you think, doesn't it? Like,
It does make you think.
I'm gonna stay loaded.
Yeah, you just get mangled.
Yeah, mangled.
But then again, there's a lot of musicians who got mangled and didn't
there's a risk.
There's always a risk.
There's always a risk.
There's always a risk. But the biggest risk seems to be related to heroin. So, but then again, that's not a good drug to take if you're partying, really.
There's always like 10 drugs at once. With like,
Downers and uppers.
Someone's died at 27 again, and he had 10 drugs in his system. It's always the same thing.
Yeah.
Although I think Jimi Hendrix died on a sleeping pill.
Yeah, he was drinking with sleeping pills, and he choked in his vomit or some shit.
Yeah,
that's fucked up, though, isn't it?
I've done that.
What, drinking sleeping pills?
No, well, yeah, but also
choked on your own vomit.
Yeah, I choked on my own vomit when I was asleep. Yeah.
Fuck.
I woke up and it was coming out my nose.
Man,
that's terrifying.
There's vomit coming out my nose, and I was just like,
I've always been strict.
I've never like puked in my sleep. Never done that.
It's not good, is it?
No, I don't think I have either.
No.
To be
I
honest.
normally if I'm like wankered, I will normally stay up until the puking stops, and then which is always hard. You would just sit in the same spot for like 4 hours, like.
I almost
just
when
make
was the last
it
time
end.
that happened?
A few weeks
week.
ago. A few weeks back, I went out and in
Christmas was that?
just before Christmas. I think I went. No, it's like the last time I remember getting really bad was like September. I got hammered down the pub, and I was supposed to go to the football the next day. I was supposed to go to Chelsea away. I was so fucked. I couldn't go. I was like, no.
Oh, this is a good time to talk about Greg. Intervention, Greg. Stop drinking.
This is also something that we've talked about.
I literally went like 6 days without drinking the other day.
Oh.
What's wrong? That's good.
I can't take the piss out of you though.
I don't get it.
You like a drink, but I like a smoke.
I'm still young. Who gives a fuck? Like, really? Who
Yeah.
gives a fuck? Matt's just trying to be all uppity on his high horse. Quit smoking. It's 10 times worse for you than drinking.
I don't know about that, actually.
It is. Smoking is
so bad.
Dude, smoking kills
even
worse
like
than
vapes
drinking.
and stuff. Yeah.
Well, I've actually given up vaping now, and I'm going back to smoking. But the thing is, right? No, but you see, this is the thing.
I vape way more.
So that's the thing.
Don't worry,
right?
guys. I get rid of my vape addiction. Yeah,
No, but this is the thing, right? I can slowly wean myself off that, right? Because if I'm smoking, if I go back to cigarettes now, rollies. I don't smoke straights, but you have to go through the. I got to get up and go and roll it, and then go and stand outside. Could be raining. I could be tired. I might just not fucking be bothered. Do you know what I mean? But when you're vaping, everywhere I am, just all day long. Anyway, I go to bed cradling that vape. I go and I'm led down and I'm like, oh, I don't feel so fucked. And then I'm like, and then I go to sleep. Like, that's fucked up. It's not right. And I wonder why I can't breathe properly at the moment. Like, we got water in my lungs. So I think it's definitely more healthy for me to smoke like 3-4 rollies a day than it is to just hoon a vape all day long.
I'll tell you one thing.
I'm not a doctor, so I don't know.
Talking about water in lungs, I remember one time when I was younger, I was just like, fuck it, I'm just going to try and breathe underwater. And I tried really hard to... And my body would not let me.
You're just swallowing it.
Yeah, I was just go... And nothing, like, it wasn't going in.
There's literally like a pop in your brain that doesn't let you do it.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
That's weird how your own body can betray you like that. Like,
Yeah.
I know it's not betraying. It's saving
No, it's saving you. It ain't
no,
betraying.
but that's the
You're
thing,
the
it's
one
like-
trying to betray it.
No, but it's mad because it's like I can't control what I think about. I can't control what I think. If my brain's like, remember that stupid fucking thing you did years ago? I'm like, oh, why have you done that? But like, I'm trying to kill myself.
Man, I used to have that all the time, but
it's like, no.
I used to have that all the time, but now I can just tell my brain to just shut up.
I just.
See, there's never any. It's always accidental drowning.
Yeah, you never hear of like someone was suicide by water
on purpose.
No, because that's such a horrible way to. If I was, that would be like probably wouldn't be the bottom, but it would be down there if I was to do it. I wouldn't drown myself.
No, apparently it's quite
euphoric.
No, I think like the first like minutes. Pretty
But it's probably only euphoric for people that just don't do drugs on a regular basis. I'd rather get mangled and then go and like throw myself off of a roof than I would like drown.
You just get mangled and drown.
Could do that, but I think that would just be. I don't want to drown.
Have you not seen Trainspotting? It looks fun.
Who drowns in Trainspotting?
He just goes into the toilet.
Yeah, he does.
Oh yeah. His legs are like poking out of it.
Yeah.
Plays a Brian Eno song.
Yeah, that is such a great. The second one's really good as well. But
I haven't seen the second one.
You still haven't seen it?
You remind me of Sick Boy actually. I don't know why. Just like you just look a bit like him in that movie.
Hair.
Is it the hair?
Yeah.
Is it Johnny Lee Miller?
Yeah. What do you mean it's the hair?
Well, he's got like no hair.
I didn't say the hair.
He's got bright bleach blonde hair.
Yeah, but he's not got much of it.
He's got loads of. He's got a big mop of bleach blonde hair.
Yeah, I think he does.
Yeah, it's like fucking. It's like almost like a bowl cut.
I'm thinking of what he looks like now.
Who are you? I think because I think you're thinking of the different. I think you're thinking of Is it Spud?
I'm thinking of Johnny Lee Miller.
I'd say I'd look more like Spud, all skinny and gangly with a big like.
Have you ever shit yourself after a one night stand?
No, I have shit myself.
Flicked all over a family.
I've never flicked shit on a family.
Why not?
Someone else's family. I've never got around to it.
You've done it on your own family.
No, I've shit down myself. I've never shit on or put my shit on another person.
What? Why not?
I just haven't ticked it off the list yet. If they ask me,
what if you went to Dubai and they were like, "Oh, we'll pay you to poop on us"?
Well, yeah, if for money, I'd poo on someone. Like, as long as I haven't got to be pooed on.
Craig, don't bring up the sheets again.
You need to think about it.
I might edit like half of this out already because you already.
You're gonna have to edit all of this bit out.
Old People Island. Oh yeah, get talking about Old People Island again.
He brought it up, all right? And I was just sat there.
Blame me.
I sat there thinking he was saying about tarmac and all that, and I just sat there. This is just Old People Island, but you're just reframing it.
All right, guys.
Stealing my ideas.
So, you know what the plan is now? You got to guess who has the most listens on Spotify.
Here we go.
It's fucking simple. I've done about 26 bands.
Okay. That's cool.
I
tried to do ones that you might know about.
Yeah.
There'll probably be ones in there you'd be like, I don't really know much about.
I think
what we'll do, we'll start off with the big ones that you can.
Do you want to start off with the big ones?
Just start with any.
I was going to say when you're done with your list though, we can just do some off the cuff, like just some weird little random ones. I think doing it on a small scale would be quite funny as well. You know, there's people that did like one song, like wonder what. Yeah, but if we start off with the well known, but however you've written them, like
grunge.
Grunge,
okay. Go for grunge.
Not my
not
my force.
You have heard of both of these bands?
Yeah, as long as I've
heard loads of grunge, man.
I'll be able to have a
Smashing Pumpkins or Pearl Jam. Who has more listens?
Pearl Jam.
I'm gonna go Smashing Pumpkins because they have a more diverse discography. So you'd think that it'd bring in different people from different genres more. Pearl Jam was
one of the words. Genres.
Genre.
Who the fuck is genre?
Who is genre?
What do you mean?
Hello,
genre.
I'm genre.
What were you guys saying?
Genre.
It's a genre.
Like Jean-Michel Jarre.
Genre. Yeah,
that's not that bad.
I don't get
as Gregisms go, that wasn't that bad.
What I don't get about that is why are you pronouncing it like a fucking French person? We're English. Alright?
Yeah, but is it a French word?
Genre.
Because if it's a French word...
Is there any other fucking word in the English language where you go, genre?
No, but there's no...
No, there isn't.
There's no word in the English language that is spelled Jen and you call it John. Belen.
Jiff.
Yeah, hang on. Oh wait, did Genghis have a H in it?
Genghis Khan.
Genghis Khan.
Alright, yeah. Right. So, you think Pearl Jam?
I think Smash Pumpkins.
Greg gave a really good explanation. I picked Pearl Jam.
It's probably wrong.
Because I guessed.
I think Smashing Pumpkins are a better band.
I just guessed.
But after like 97, they just drop off so bad.
But
Pearl Jam like made less records, and their records afterwards aren't that good either, so don't really matter. They have 10 out of 10 though. I love that album. Great album.
Pearl Jam had more.
Really?
Yeah, by 3 million.
That is shocking.
Greg,
that is shocking.
Are we doing this on a point system? So because it's done
no way.
3 million more, do I get 3 million points? Do we do it by the difference?
Are they just really popular in America or something? I don't know. I just feel like that doesn't make any sense. No.
So I'm 1-0.
They're definitely in my top 10 bands. Smashing Pumpkins easily. I love them.
Really?
I love them.
They're great.
So good.
Yeah, so 7.7 million for Smashing Pumpkins, 10.6 million for Pearl Jam.
That is, I'm actually genuinely shocked by that. Oh no, not genuinely. Genuinely.
I guess it just depends though, like, because like you can always I think you have to think less about like who's got the better stuff or it's got to be like who's just got a bigger like who's got more stuff. Is it not like that?
No, because Pearl Jam probably doesn't. Smashing Pumpkins probably have more.
Pearl Jam, 1 good album. Smashing Pumpkins, 2 good albums.
Yeah, but 3 good albums.
No, 2.
Their first one, Gish, is pretty good as well.
That's alright.
I don't know how it sort of. Yeah.
The Doors are right as well.
The Doors.
No, a door.
Adore.
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 Adore. Adore.
J'adore.
J'adore. Because I got to fucking pronounce things like a French people for you guys.
Jean-Claude Jacquetie.
All right.
With his jacket on.
No, I'm just saying I'm surprised by that.
Right, next one, boys. Hair metal.
Ooh, I do like hair metal. Hair metal's fun.
Is that like? Yeah. It's not like
it's like V-shaped guitars and
hair
like,
metal.
Yeah. No, hair.
Super long permed hair. You know that Van Halen and all that sort of stuff.
Aerosmith.
Okay.
Or Guns N' Roses.
Oh, that's hard.
I feel like it has to be Guns N' Roses because
that was my initial thought. Like Aerosmith and like some Steven Tyler, isn't it? Steven Tyler. They're massive.
They are massive.
They've got their own roller coaster.
They do.
There's no Guns N' Roses coaster.
But I feel like
every time you've been in a hard rock cafe, because they'll be using Spotify. What have you heard more?
Yeah, that's true.
But I always hear Guns N' Roses.
I've only ever been in one hard rock cafe, and that was when we went to Canada.
Obviously, I hear Aerosmith, but I hear Guns N' Roses like on rock radios way more.
Fuck.
I'm gonna go with my gun. I'm gonna go Guns N' Roses.
I want to say Guns N' Roses.
Saying Guns N' Roses,
but just for the sake, I'm gonna say Aerosmith.
I think Aerosmith's right.
It's gotta be.
Greg's
right. Really?
Greg's right.
I feel like the bangers like Paradise City, Sweet Child of Mine, they probably get so many listeners.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, I'm not remotely into that kind of music. I know Aerosmith and I know Guns N' Roses. I don't like that music, but I know a good handful of Guns N' Roses tracks. I don't know any.
Sweet Child of Mine.
Welcome to the jungle.
Yeah, Sweet Child of Mine has over 1 billion listens.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Yeah.
Can you imagine?
I don't really like that.
No.
It's not my thing.
It's quite good. I like it. I didn't used to.
When I was younger, I grew up I feel everyone does that. Like when you start discovering your own music, I don't want to listen to I want to find my own. I think everyone goes through that kind of rocky, and I probably went through I like Guns N' Roses and that. But honestly, now that's something I'd like. That's the least like. I like sitting in my listening to like.
I quite like
Sweet Child Man.
Can you guys guess what Aerosmith?
I'm not saying it's bad.
It's a banger, man.
They are great, but I
don't like it.
It's just not for me.
I wouldn't sit there and listen to it myself.
No,
but you know, like if I'm playing guitar or something, I 100% play that.
I guess
it's fun to play.
I guess it makes a difference if you actually play something. Yeah, because a lot of the music I listen to, if I was actually a musician, I wouldn't be able to play it on a guitar. Do you know?
Yeah.
So I guess it changes your. Yeah, go on. Sorry. So it's 1-1. Yeah.
Can you guess what Aerosmith's most listened to song is?
I have no idea.
Sweet Emotion.
No, I knew you'd say that one.
What's my favourite one? What's the one that plays? That is a good song actually. What is the one that plays on the roller coaster?
Walk This Way.
Is it that?
I think it's like a mesh of them. But
is it that?
No.
Is it not that?
No. It's that. Don't wanna miss the band.
Oh, okay.
Don't wanna
even when I close my eyes.
You do hear that one a lot, to be fair.
So it's 15.5 million for Aerosmith and 20 million for Guns N' Roses.
Oh, really?
Fuck.
Alright, I'm going to skip the next
So
one.
that was a 5 million difference there. That's pretty fucking Jesus. Okay.
How about this? Fleet Foxes versus the War on Drugs.
Fleet Foxes.
I'd say Fleet. I love Fleet Foxes.
War on Drugs are good, and I think they're 10 times better than Fleet Foxes, but...
Oh, really?
I do love Fleet Foxes.
They're really
as well.
good. They're really good.
But I don't think they're as popular as Fleet Foxes.
I've actually never heard of.
Dude,
I love
They're
Fleet
good.
Foxes.
my ex-girlfriend's mum liked Fleet Foxes, and she probably just listened to like shit from the 50s as well. That's like, because I don't know. I feel like they got more reach than.
So you both go Fleet Foxes.
Yeah, they definitely the reach because I never because what genre would you class Fleet Foxes?
Like
it's not folk. It's
rock,
kind of folk.
rock.
Yeah,
It's like a little bit of a middle ground.
I never listened to anything remotely like that, and I remember I found Fleet Foxes through. I was like driving late at night with my old man, and like probably coming back from London or somewhere for a gig or a football match, and like past like midnight, like radio, English radio is shit, and I think it was like Radio 2, and now it's time for
and
they played that White Winter hymnal, and I was like, what the fuck is it? And I had to I remembered the lyrics so I could go home and search it, because I was like, what is that? And then I listened to that album, the Fleet Foxes album, and it's like honestly, it makes you feel like a fucking. It's weird. You described it perfectly. You said you saw a comment and someone said it. Listening to Fleet Foxes makes you nostalgic for a time that you were never in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and it's like that.
There's quite a few bands like that.
Yeah, definitely. I felt it really strongly with Fleet Foxes, because it's like this music is weird, but it makes me feel.
They're very good, but I'm with Greg. I prefer War on Drugs.
I have to listen to them because I've never.
War on Drugs is fucking.
I've never heard of them.
That's so good.
But I would say
Fleet Foxes wins.
Yeah.
3 million for Fleet Foxes and then 1.7 million for War on Drugs.
They're catching up. They're catching up.
They're catching up. They just released a new album. Right, next one. This one might be difficult.
Mm-hmm. Might be a bit difficult.
Oh. Michael Jackson versus...
It's got to be... Whoever you're going to say, it's got to be Michael Jackson.
Elton John.
Oh, no.
Okay, madness. Do you know what? I think I'd... Oh, fuck. I was about to say I think I'd still probably say Elton.
This is a good one, isn't it?
Michael Jackson, but...
I feel like he's probably had a dip because of the child shit.
Hasn't Elton John got the most UK number one? Is that Elton John?
I don't know. I thought it would probably be.
I swear we did something like this. We did a list of something. Didn't want it I swear it was
in the top 10.
Yeah,
he's number 6. Or
yeah, but then Michael Jackson,
I feel like
fuck me, that. That's really hard, man.
I think
I'm gonna go Michael Jackson.
I think that ever since that documentary came out about those kids saying that he stayed in buttholes and stuff like that, I think that's caused a dip because they're gonna sit there and be like, I'm banned. Oh yeah, he was banned.
I don't think it has.
I'm gonna switch this off.
I don't think it has, right? Because Michael Jackson is so big, yeah. Say there's a smaller band that you. Well, one, it was never actually. It's never one. It's not been 100% proven that he did that stuff, so people are going to be on the fence.
True.
If he was a small time bloke, if he's like Gary Glitter or he's a mate from the Lost Prophets, I really like that little song. But what's this? You've been doing what to kids? But Michael Jackson, that's so many.
His
people
music's infectious.
Idolise that man. And if it's if it's not 100% concrete, I don't want anything to do with it. And Jackson is still the kid. People.
His music is just fucking amazing.
Yeah, I don't think it will have caused
literally
that much.
There is no other super
if
famous.
You are a Michael Jackson super fan watching that documentary, you're still going to be I still love.
Yeah, but there's no other famous pop, no famous singer that can just be in the middle of a song, just go, wow.
You did.
You can't do that. No one else can do that. He had the power.
I respect it. I'm not a big.
All right,
I'm massive Michael Jackson.
I am going to go Elton John though, because I do think the dip.
I
think it's a real thing.
I'm going to say Michael Jackson. I prefer Elton John.
Elton John hasn't got any diddly rumours. You know what I mean?
I'll give you. No, I won't give you a clue, but I'll tell you this beforehand. One of them has twice the amount of listens as the other.
Oh, that makes a big gap. That's a big gap.
Who you going with?
Michael Jackson.
I'll go Elton John, yeah.
Elton John.
Oh!
Elton John, mate. Over
The
60 million.
The dip's a real thing, man. People be
And,
half and half. Half people think he's guilty, half don't think he's guilty.
Do you know what though? I don't think it's because of a dip thing. I don't think that's the reason.
I can tell you why.
I think it's because, and I think it's quite simple. I don't know if it's just a personal opinion, but I think Elton John has probably got more, bigger, better songs.
But I think it's because he features on like everything now.
Yeah.
He's always in the
And he
top-
just had a film out about him and all that sort of shit.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one's making a Michael
It's
Jackson
mad,
biopic
isn't it?
anytime soon, are they?
No.
What's MJ's most listened to song, boys? Over a billion.
It's got to be bad.
Beat It.
No.
Neither of those.
Billie Jean.
Billie Jean.
But Billie Jean's weak song in my opinion.
What's Elton John's biggest? It's got to be
Well, I think it's a bit wonky, but it's Cold Heart. It's like a new song that's come out.
I've never heard
really.
of
It's in the charts. I think it doesn't show on here, but
I thought
from
it
memory,
would be,
I think it's fuck, I'm gonna have to look it up.
It would be either like fucking I'm Still Standing or like what was the other one? The one that he retired after Diana died and he changed the lyrics to.
Rocket Man is his most listened to song.
Yeah, Rocket Man.
it. How's that one go again?
Cause I'm a Rocket Man.
Rocket Man! Yeah,
Next one, boys. This
That's a
one's
banger.
difficult.
That one what? And that one wasn't.
Elvis Presley or the Beatles?
Beatles.
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 The
all
only
day long.
the only thing
Well, actually, no. You said this is difficult.
the only issue
There's 2 million in between.
let me say this. I'll
it's
say one thing.
got to be the
The
Beatles.
issue with the Beatles is that Beatles have only been on it for the last 2 years, so that might weaken their numbers.
What do you mean they've only been on for like the last 2
Because
years?
they've only been on Spotify for 2 years.
Have they?
Yeah, they weren't on.
Same with
for
like
ages.
Oasis.
Really?
Yeah, they weren't on Spotify.
I don't
for
really
ages.
use Spotify that much. I don't use it, so I thought just like everything was always
No.
on there.
No, it's all right.
I don't know, because I feel like that will weaken.
Yeah, but how long's if the Beatles weren't on Spotify? How long's Elvis been on Spotify for?
Don't know.
Why would you have Elvis on a music platform but not the Beatles?
It's to do with
Is it
Licensing.
licensing?
it's the record companies.
Right,
isn't
okay.
it?
Well then, if it's, do you know what I reckon? Even still,
I feel like it's a trick question.
I reckon even with the Beatles only being on Spotify for 2, I
Play
reckon,
along at home, by the way.
I reckon it's still the Beatles. I'd
Beatles?
still say the Beatles. I know people that will just. I can't go anywhere with them in a car because they will just play the Beatles on just fucking old, and it's.
I'm not complaining. I'll do. That
I don't remember the last time I even heard Elvis Presley out
Good.
anywhere.
I fucking hate Elvis Presley's music. So
Do
shit.
you?
I
Yeah,
hate
it's
it.
garbage.
It's absolute garbage.
I know you like him, but it's garbage.
I don't. I'm not like an Elvis fan.
Have you not been to
Garbage
Graceland?
No.
Pussy off.
I'm going with Elvis Presley because I think that
Elvis?
I think that has affected the
It's got to
numbers.
be the Beatles. It has to be the Beatles.
It's the Beatles.
Oh really? Well.
And they're
I took a
both
gamble.
quite low. It's like 23 million for Elvis and 25 million for the Beatles.
Wow.
Right.
But like
I
I
thought
said,
the
it's
Beatles
because the
would
Beatles
be
haven't been
like-
on long, have they?
Yeah, but I still feel like even though they haven't been on long, like everyone always like I can't scroll through Instagram or the internet for like more than half an hour without seeing some kind of Beatles related post or meme or something. Well, who's talking about Elvis?
I fucking
Now,
hate
like-
Elvis. He's so shit.
Who used to talk about Elvis?
That's great.
I really like a couple of his songs.
Like, it's alright, you can like him.
No,
We can disagree on music.
Yeah,
No, I do,
yeah,
like-
wait. If you heard half
The
the shit
thing with
I
Elvis
listen
is
to,
that it's- the thing with
Love me true.
The thing with Elvis is that it's like I think he's got an amazing voice, but you have to like sort of remember people didn't think the same back then as they did now, and the fact what he stole and didn't give credit for. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, but that was
It
just
kind of
that was just
hinders
the way
a
it
bit,
used to
like-
be, man.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's so like back then. Obviously, it was like he's amazing. He's this white man. He's one of us, and he does this. Do you know what I mean? But now, as you went in this generation, it's a bit like
Maybe.
no, it's not right.
That's just the way blues used
It's
to
just,
be, man.
I
Blues
still,
is
think
all
it's, I
stealing
still think
shit.
it's unbelievable it's so close. And that
Yeah,
Elton
I thought
John
I
has
thought-
more listens.
Like I
than
said,
the
well,
Beatles.
the reason I gave it was I think that's the reason why it is so close.
Right, sticking
Might
with the
be wrong.
Beatles, boys. Paul McCartney or John Lennon?
Ooh.
Right, this is hard, yeah, because I'd say John Lennon's solo stuff probably is bigger, but obviously Paul McCartney will have more
Paul McCartney has something really strong going for him. He has a very famous Christmas song.
Being alive?
No, Christmas song. Christmas.
So does John Lennon.
Yeah, but it's not as famous as Paul McCartney's by a long shot.
Oh, actually, I don't know.
You think?
War is Over is like it's pretty. You hear that every Christmas. I know you hear Paul McCartney.
I can't stand John Lennon. I think his solo music's trash.
I'm not a big.
And I think that he was the worst Beatles member by a long shot.
No,
Ringo wrote fucking Octopus Garden, Yellow Submarine. There's some fun kids tunes. You know what I'm saying? I don't like John Lennon. There's something about him. He rubs me wrong. You know when you like look at someone, you're like, he's a bit of a. There's something wrong with him.
I love that video.
It's got really dark, by the way.
Yeah, hasn't it? I love that video of him and Yoko when they're performing.
With Chuck
Everyone's
Berry.
just looking at Yoko like.
Check that video out, by the way. It's so funny. Chuck Berry with John Lennon and Yoko's just like wailing in the background, and like
they turn the mic off halfway through.
Chuck Berry, when he's not farting in prostitute's mouth, he makes a fucking funny face. Anyway, yeah. So what's your answer?
Bad. I think that's the hardest one so far. Actually,
it's very close, as in like 200,000 between them.
Fuck. I feel like John Lennon will, because John Lennon's dead, that will make people listen to him because it's like you got to re-listen to it. But Paul McCartney must have more because Paul McCartney's he's still alive, so he must have credited.
A bigger... He might because he's done stuff with famous pop stars even in the modern times. That might boost his numbers because he'll be, it'd be like Taylor Swift with Paul McCartney, and that will count towards his view count, surely.
I'm gonna say Paul McCartney.
Yeah, I'm going Paul McCartney too.
You're both right.
Right.
Yeah, by 200,000. It's so close.
I think that probably is swayed by the Christmas song as well, though. If Paul McCartney didn't have, if him and Wings didn't do,
because he hasn't got a huge amount of other stuff, has he? Really?
Not really.
He does have "Temporary Secretary," which is one of the. Listen to that. It's one of the best songs ever. It's literally, and that's it. It's just a weird song. It's great.
It's
weird song.
It's 22.7 million for Paul and 22.5 million for John Lennon. Anyway,
mad. Are you playing at home? What's the score now? I'll tally them when I edit, but I think it's 3-3. You were beating me. No, you were beating me 3-2. It's 4-3 to you. 4-3? I think. I don't know if this is wrong. I'll just cut it out.
Girl power, boys. Whitney Houston or Mariah Carey?
That's a hard one. That's very difficult.
Fucking hard.
Whitney Houston's way better, I reckon.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh yeah, I don't really like Mariah Carey, but again, it's the.
How will I know?
Mariah. If we're talking about Christmas songs, Mariah Carey possibly has the biggest Christmas song.
You got to think about Christmas songs; they're important to think about. I'm going not Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston. Actually,
oh yeah,
I'm gonna go with Whitney Houston, and I'll tell you why. Because fucking Whitney Houston.
She's
amazing. Even if it's wrong, it should be right.
I love her. I love Whitney Houston.
I'm gonna go with Mariah Carey.
Right. By twice as amount.
He's right. It's because of the Christmas song.
Definitely.
That had a billion listens. Whitney Houston was 22.9 million, and Mariah Carey's 45.8 million.
Do you remember? I never used to watch them religiously, but like I like going back and watching like the old X Factor auditions, like when like the weirdos. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And every single between that weird period, like when X Factor like first started, and probably like the first like 5 or 6 years it's on, every single person that they say, like, who would you like to be? They all say, and Mariah Carey. They all say like Mariah. They always say Mariah Carey. So like I don't know. I just feel like
white women love Mariah Carey.
Is she related to Jim Carrey?
No.
I hope not.
They're second cousins.
Isn't it spelled differently?
Shit.
Isn't Jim Carrey 2 R's and Mariah Carey's 1 R? No. Is it not?
No. They're second cousins.
Are they actually?
No, I meant that.
I was going to say, no, they're not. Wait, what?
Alright, next one. Go on, give us next one. Come on.
Madness or The Jam?
Oh!
I saw Madness live at Boomtown. And they were so fucking good. And they're like old geezers and they're still there. Everyone fucking dancing. Dude, it was like on we were on this like grassy hill. People dance on it, falling down the hill because they're dancing so hard. And everyone's on drugs and it was just a great time.
I'm going to say Madness. Purely because I feel like Madness... Well, Madness, I think I really like Madness, but it's they've got so many songs, like at least 6 or 7, that are specifically like party songs. So they'll be played on any disco or after wedding thing or
pulling out and eating dirt.
Yeah, they will pull out a Madness track.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I don't remember hearing many Jam track like that. I don't know. I'm going to say Madness. Just
I'm going to go with the Jam, and I'll give you my reasoning. I think that Madness has literally 0 chance of being popular in America, whereas the Jam has some chance. So Madness is just British fucking music.
Yeah.
It's just fucking... You can't listen to it and be American. Your American listens to that. It's what the fuck's going on.
No,
but a British man listens to that. He's like,
what the fuck is that?
Yeah, exactly.
I think you're
right.
right.
But I think the Jam, like, there's Americans, that is like palatable to their tastes. So I'm going to go with the Jam.
But to be honest, though, Americans do really dig the English, like...
No, but there's something so unique about Madness. I just don't think that it can translate well to them.
That's fair enough. I'm still going to say Madness, though, I think.
What are the scores on, boys? It doesn't matter.
4-4, I think the score is.
Yeah.
5-4.
Really?
Yeah.
That's surprising.
What? Can you guess what the most listened to song of each of them are?
Madness has got to be...
Baggy trousers.
No. It's got to be...
House.
Don't watch that. It's the Heavy Monsters. Is it Our House?
Of course it is.
No, I thought it would be...
One Step Beyond.
Yeah, One Step Beyond. Is it not?
No.
Fuck.
Jam.
That's got to be like second one.
That's Entertainment.
Must be Love's got to be up
there.
They
do That's Entertainment, right? That's them.
That's Entertainment. Is that the Jam?
That's my favourite Jam song, but their biggest song is Town Called Malice.
That's another party. Town Called Malice always comes out at every but I just feel like Madness have more of those. Baggy trousers, One Step Beyond, all those
Literally, I was just going on the fact that I didn't think they were popular in America. So.
Yeah. Anyway, I listened to That's Entertainment by Busker once, and I nearly cried. He did it so well.
Really?
Yeah. I was fucking teared up. I gave him like a tenner.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes that happens.
And now I'm even talking about it 12 years later. It was just such a beautiful rendition.
That's the way it goes, Bubs.
That's the way it goes.
That's the way of the road, Bubs.
Britpop!
Oh, okay. Probably one down there with hair metal or whatever the fuck you said for me. Britpop.
Blur
Yeah.
versus The Verve.
Oh, I thought you were going to do the classic Blur Oasis.
No.
Because that would be too easy.
It's far too easy.
Far too easy.
Oh, Blur with Verve. Verve's first album is one of my favourite. I love that.
It's a great album.
It's completely different to the later stuff, and
I prefer Blur over
I think
Oasis.
Blasphemy.
Blur,
Oasis.
Because that's the common one, isn't it? And I do like it.
Blur do have some bangers. Coffee and TV.
Do you know what the problem with Britpop and that genre is for me? Oasis, yeah. I'm probably going to upset people. Oasis, I haven't got so much a problem with the music. It's the people that it attracts.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll be stoned and away me. Oh, I ain't top mad for it, and you're like, you are a cock.
No. That is everyone in a football ground.
Yeah, it is. It is. I love football, but that is what it is. Get me gazelles on, me Parker, and they say Manchester words.
Mad
and it's
for it.
But I've just got to go off for me scran. And you're like, what are you talking about? Yeah, our kid's got... Stick it up your ass. Would you know where, you're not from Manchester? It's you remember that Kevin and Perry episode? If you're familiar with Harry Enfield and Kevin and Perry. Do you remember that? One of the episodes, Perry goes off to Manchester to visit his aunt.
Yeah.
And he comes back and he's scribbled on a beard.
Yeah.
He's got a sheepskin on.
He's
like, yeah, top, having it large.
Having it large.
He's like, fuck, that is what people like. I feel like people start listening to Oasis and they become
They do.
that.
I remember.
It's fucking...
But
I actually don't mind their music. I don't listen to it. Some of it's okay. It's okay.
Champagne Supernovas are pretty good.
Wonderwall was trash.
I don't know.
I don't know if it is trash or if it's just been so
it's just trash.
overplayed.
No, I don't think it's a trash song. I think it's a very well written pop song. It's very well written to get a wide audience. It's very good.
Wonderwall or Bittersweet Symphony?
Bittersweet is an incredible song. I fucking love Bittersweet Symphony so much.
Anyway,
I think that is such a big song that it might bring them above Blur.
Blur and the Verve.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
going
I think Verve because I think Blur have lots of good songs, but I feel like Bittersweet Symphony is so famous.
It's so famous.
Yeah, it's got to be go Verve. Yeah, fuck it.
I'm going same. Yeah.
Really?
Blur.
Blur.
At least I need to check that again because I might be wrong.
You might be wrong.
Imagine if you.
I do love Blur. They're Blur great.
I like Blur.
I've got quite a few left. I'll
You can skip some of the
speed it up.
dirgy ones.
6.6 for the Verve and 7.1 million for Blur.
Okay, so quite close.
Yeah,
1
very
point
close.
something million.
Oasis is like 20 million.
Yeah, I thought it would be more than that.
Alright, boys.
Yeah.
I'm going to skip a few. Here's a freeway one.
A three-way one.
Freeway. So you're going to have to guess
Triple
the
threat.
order. The order.
Alright, go on then.
My Chemical Romance, Fall Out Boy,
Alright.
Panic at the Disco.
Oh, this is
Right,
difficult.
I've got this. Number 1, Panic at the Disco. Number 2, My Chemical Romance. Number 3, Fall Out Boy.
I don't know. I used to have lots of friends that listened to they called it emo. It's not emo.
It's
this
not,
isn't.
is it?
It's emo is quite a specific.
It's post-hardcore emo punk.
No. Well, emo is a specific form of post-hardcore. Anyway, I'm not going to get into it.
Shut up.
It's
Whatever
not,
it is,
it's
I'm
not
not
emo.
into
It's
it.
more like pop punk mixed with a little bit of post-hardcore, maybe. If
I
you're
guess.
pushing it. But anyway, my point is, I don't know.
What's my point?
From what I saw, I'm just going to go based on what all the scene kids I used to hang out with bummed the most. MCR was always the weirdo, loved it so much, but on a general level, I think people like Panic at the Disco most.
The only reason... go on. You name your top 3. I'm not giving my reasons because I'm trying to beat you.
What's the order, Greg?
I can't remember. What did I say?
You said Panic at the Disco.
Panic at the Disco, My Chemical Romance, Fall Out Boy.
Yeah.
I'm going to go MCR, Panic at the Disco, Fall Out Boy.
You're both wrong.
Really?
Yeah. It goes Panic at the Disco.
I knew Panic at the Disco would be
Fall Out Boy, My Chemical Romance.
Okay.
I knew Panic at the Disco would be at the top. Only reason because they were massive and they obviously had that really big. Is it? What's that massive song that they did? Where they're all in top hats and then.
I write Sins, Not Tragedies.
Yeah, that's it. That's
okay.
You hear that everywhere. And they've also done stuff like really recently. Like Panic at the Disco still do like stuff in the charts.
So did Fall Out Boy though. They do that.
I thought all of these guys didn't make a song.
No, I feel like
20
Panic at the
years.
Disco way more because they had like that. They did a song a year or two ago, and it was like right up there in the chart. Like it was mad. You heard it on the radio like all day.
I thought they were both. All of them were disbanded and didn't do shit anymore.
Didn't My Chemical Romance split up and then didn't they get back together? So they
Gerard Way started doing lots of shit.
They did have quite a big hiatus
because he made comics and stuff like that. Umbrella Academy. The Netflix show is based on one of his comics and stuff.
Do you know who?
Make up that? That's mad. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Do you guys know who Gerard Way's cousin is?
Who's Gerard? Is he the My
He's
Chemical
My
Romance?
Chemical
Joe
Romance.
Rogan.
Who is
Joe Rogan.
Fucking Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan.
You son of a bitch.
They're cousins.
No way.
But they've never met.
What? Oh, actually, to be honest, yeah.
Yeah, some people have big families. It makes sense.
I don't even have a big family, and I don't know half.
Yeah.
Of them. I don't have any
it's
cousins.
weird,
Well, I've got
isn't it?
second cousins.
You would think out of all people you'd have on his podcast, you'd have his own cousin.
And he's
Yeah,
very
why has
famous.
he never had him on his podcast?
Gerard Way is like super famous.
Super famous. And they've got a brother, I can't remember is it Mikey Way or something?
I don't know.
Mike Way.
Maybe.
He's like a guitarist in it as well.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I
had no idea. It's not really my bag.
So they're both quite
like
famous.
Yeah.
And,
I'm
Anyway,
not a big fan of pop punk.
Should I get to... how did you know that?
What?
That they were cousins?
I swear we've talked about it before.
Yeah,
We
maybe.
probably have.
Right, I've got another freeway.
Oh. Freeway boys.
This one's...
I've completely lost track of what the score is now.
This one's
It doesn't matter,
specifically
does it?
for Greg.
Okay.
Because you all have heard of them, but
you
won't...
one specifically for me?
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah, man.
No, I've got all the pop ones later for you.
The pop ones?
Actually, no, I won't do a freeway for this one. Korn, Deftones.
Korn and
I've seen
Deftones.
Korn live.
You fucking haven't.
Have.
Yeah, he goes to Rammstein, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah.
I saw him at... was it No, it wasn't Sonosphere. Was it Sonosphere? No. I can't remember if it was Sonosphere. Like 5 years ago, I went and saw Rammstein at a festival in Donington.
I knew it was to do with Rammstein.
And go! But where else would I wouldn't have gone and just seen... I didn't know they were there. And I just remember the weather being awful. It rained and we were in this big muddy... And it was fucked. And they came on and I didn't know it was Korn. But yeah, they were good. I really liked it.
Yeah,
there was this woman sat near me. And the whole time she was like sat on this little sort of deck chair. And she had like a staff. Like a big, like a Gandalf staff. Yeah. And she was sat like this. And as soon as they went... announced Korn, and as soon as Korn started, she just stood up casually like this, and she had her big staff, and she had a ponytail. She looked like 60, 50, 60, and she had this big ponytail going down to like her ankles, and as soon as they started, she swung her head round, and this fucking ponytail was like going like
murdering people.
And there was also, and I was looking at that, and I was like, this is mad. And then it stood in front of me was a little person. And I thought, fucking hell, mate, you can't see anything. Like, all of his mates are just with him. Didn't offer. But
should have offered, really.
Yeah, it was one of the, like, it was, but I really liked it. Korn live were really good. Yeah, I don't really know a lot about, who was the other person that you said?
Deftones. Which, I've had this ongoing argument with my mum that she kept saying, we've seen Deftones live. And I was like,
no, of course
you fucking haven't seen Deftones live. And I was playing the music and she's like, oh no, I'm pretty sure we did hear him live. And then recently I asked my dad, did you go with mum to go see Deftones? He was like, no, I don't think it was Deftones. I think it was the Ramones. Oh, so I was arguing with my mum for like years.
They went and saw the Ramones.
Old people, man.
They saw it like a... It might not have even
That's
been the Ramones.
That's still crazy though. I like the Ramones.
Let's creep up. That is them, isn't it?
Yeah. Bang up.
My input is...
You remember in Jackass as well? I think that's the Ramones, isn't it? In the warm California sun. When go get the dead kitty.
Yeah.
That's the Ramones.
That's my favourite song. What the
Good.
Yeah. I do love songs that start with something like that. Good old punk music. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, Deftones or Korn.
Korn was my favourite band when I was 11 years old.
Yeah, it was.
I was the biggest fan. Had all their albums. I still really
have you seen them live, Greg?
No, I haven't.
Can we go see them live, Greg?
They're probably all old now, aren't they?
Well, I only saw them like
they definitely are
5-6 years ago, so they're still doing it. Just imagine they're still talking.
I don't know. Korn are popular. I feel like they're more popular than Deftones. I think Deftones is a significantly better band. I think Deftones is in fact one of the best bands
because they're quite shoegazy.
Yeah, and that's why I love them. But
they're like metal gaze.
I feel like Korn is just bigger. I feel like they're just a bigger band. Like if you went to like one of these like festivals, I don't know what they're called, like Sonosphere or something like that. I feel like they'd be one of the headliners. Korn, Deftones would be like not a headliner, but like just the one below the headliner.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with Korn as the most popular.
I'm gonna say Deftones.
Greg's right.
Yeah. No.
Deftones are 4.1 million. And Korn is 6.7 million.
Yeah, Deftones are a better band in my opinion. In fact, like I said, they are one of my favourite bands. They're just an incredible band. Right,
boys. This one is quite close. R. Kelly.
Ooh, alright.
If we're talking about dips, R. Kelly's probably had a very significant dip. I've seen people post stories like real good, like, if I catch you listening to R. Kelly, I'm gonna fuck you up. Like, there are people that write shit like that on stories, and you're like, whoa. Yeah, man. Like, I better not be catching anyone listening to R. Kelly.
Fresh out of the kitchen.
It's bad.
So it's R. Kelly or Took Her for a Drink on Tuesday. Craig David.
Southampton's finest.
He is. Finest. Is the only thing that ever came out of Southampton.
I was watching some bits of Craig David last night.
I gotta rewind.
Because he did, you started watching People Just Do Nothing, didn't you?
Yes.
Because Craig David, like, sort of vanished off the scene for a few years, and he was out in like Spain, and 2015 Corrupt FM did a BBC One, not a live, like one extra, like a set, and they had Big Nasty with them and some other people, and have you seen Big Nasty?
Big Nasty's great. The funniest.
We were watching Big Nasty way before he was like proper.
I saw him live years ago in Southampton. Yeah, he's great. He is big as well in real life. He's like
I bet he's
crazy.
like
He's a monster.
Yeah, Corruptive. They went and the boys from People Just Enough went and like got like because Craig David now makes like he's made some like in the last like 5-6 years he's made some massive charts, but he like disappeared and they kind of brought him back like into the scene.
Well, he did a leg because of Bo Selector.
I don't think it was because of that.
That's what they say.
It's maybe, but I don't know. Like
that's what they say. Didn't Craig David do like the New Year celebration recently? Not this year, but like last year. Did like a big concert or something. It was great, man. I don't know.
I like Craig David.
What's some Craig David songs?
7 Days.
7 Days. How's that one go again?
I was thinking, no, 7 days. Monday, took her for a drink on Tuesday. We were making love by Wednesday, and on Thursday and Friday and Saturday. But the other one was because he was at the start of like all the garage scene.
Yeah.
But fucking the other one was good. I think the girl next door when her parents were around, she said, "Hey boy, come right around." Remember that one?
Fill Me In.
Yeah, Fill Me In. Yeah, that's it. That's the one he was doing with the People Just Do Nothing.
I feel like R. Kelly's bigger.
Yeah, I'd say so.
But the dip's a good one, but the dip was only been...
Just as R. Kelly is having his dip, Craig David is coming back.
No, but the issue is that R. Kelly's dip is quite a recent affair. No one gave a shit for a long time. It's only since he's been like actually arrested and
they took the piss out of him on the Chappelle show for pissing on people.
That's true.
Like 2006.
But no one gives a shit, man. No one cares.
Answer if you want.
No, I won't answer it because we're recording. I'll call him back in a bit.
Yeah.
I'm going with R. Kelly.
R. Kelly.
He's a Southampton. He's a scummer. He fucking loves Craig David.
No, but
He's got to go with his heart, with his people.
I'd love it if Craig David was bigger than R. Kelly. Fuck R. Kelly, but
just remember, guys, R. Kelly did a song for Space Jam.
Yeah.
I think it's got to be R. Kelly, hasn't it?
I'm going R. Kelly as well.
Sure, it must be.
Can I get a rewind? It's Craig David.
Is it actually?
No!
It's Craig David.
I got that wrong, but I'm happy.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
4.6 million for the R. Smelly and 4.9 for Craig David.
I fucking love Craig David, to be fair.
Craig David.
He's good.
This one's quite difficult as well.
Craig David all over ya.
Boink.
Boink.
That's such a funny like
yeah.
song. Like, do you know that song, Greg? Craig David all over ya. Boink.
Boink.
No, I don't know that song.
Never
heard that.
Boink.
That's Fill Me In, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, boys. Spice Girls, one of my favourite bands. I don't care what you think.
No, I'm not going to judge you. Spice Girls good. There's nothing wrong. Like 90s pop is just fun. It's just something fun about it on a deep level. You don't get that from pop music nowadays. It's not fun anymore. They take themselves too seriously.
Do you not like me that? Because I like Spice Girls now. Two Become One is like the sexiest song ever made.
So yeah, Spice Girls versus who?
Yeah.
Destiny's Child.
Ooh, alright. Is that the one that Beyonce used to do?
Yes. And like Kelly Rowland.
That's definitely given her a
advantage.
These are hard ones, aren't they, boys?
I'm gonna say.
But I can't think of a Destiny's Child song.
The first one off the top of my head. Yeah.
That's a big one.
But the first one off the top of my head was a Christmas song. So they've got. I don't think Spice Girls have got a Christmas song.
The problem with Spice Girls is that I know their songs, but they were hugely popular. But are they popular now? How often do you hear?
They
Spice
do like
Girls songs
Coinmaster adverts on Instagram.
Coinmaster.
Yeah. And they're all there like, oh, okay. They're like sat on a couch playing Coinmaster.
I have not seen that, and I'm glad I haven't.
It's pretty funny.
I'm gonna say Destiny's Child.
Yeah, I'll go with Destiny's Child too.
You're both correct. It's not the Spice Girls. Spice up your life. No.
People of the world. Every boy and every girl.
So, tell me what you want, what you really want. I'll tell you what I want, what I really want.
Alright. Okay.
You sounded like Chef's dad then. Hello.
Hello.
About the time we make the Loch Ness.
Right, we're coming to the end now, boys.
Good.
Goddamn Loch Ness monster.
Let's go. Madonna versus Kylie Minogue.
Madonna.
It needs to be Kylie Minogue. I think
they're very close.
I love Kylie Minogue, man. And
it's got to be Madonna.
believe in you.
It has to be
Madonna.
song,
It just has to be Madonna. There's
Has
no
to be.
like. I love Kylie Minogue, and I love it to be her because Madonna's like. Then again, Madonna has some fucking bangers.
Beautiful Stranger.
Oh, it's just beautiful. But I'm gonna have to go with Madonna. It's gonna be
got
Madonna.
to be
It's just gotta be Madonna.
Madonna had such a massive influence.
She was big in the 80s, big in the 90s, big in the noughties. And she's technically, you could say she's still big.
Yeah.
So
It's got to be Madonna. Has to be.
You're both wrong.
really,
No way.
no way.
No,
it's
it's
kind
Madonna.
of.
I was going to say.
That would have been like fucking mental.
Kylie Minogue is 16 million and Madonna is 17 million. So it's very close. Like,
It's closer than I thought it
Yeah,
was.
that's much closer than I thought.
quite close. Right, I've got two more.
Come on.
Slipknot or Marilyn Manson.
Oh shit. Marilyn Manson has some
Dip.
has a dip.
Has the
But
dip.
his dip's recent. His dip's very recent.
Very recent. But
That and he
still
Dude,
dip.
even after
Think of how many people I've said on there dips.
but we say dip, but literally not that long after all of the stuff with Marilyn Manson came out, he was invited to Kanye West's album launch party and hanged out with him on stage the entire night. It was mental. But it's Kanye West, man. He's
Mate,
Kanye's
Kanye's fucking crazy.
He's nuts.
I
Actually,
love
you
the fact that someone like that exists.
You know
though.
Kim K is now going out with Pete Davidson. Do you know I don't know if it's true, but he's apparently bought a house in the street opposite. Like he's bought the opposite house to that. Like
I love him.
Kanye
That's just funny.
Kanye is off his fucking head. Like,
his name's not Kanye anymore. Remember?
Yee.
It's Yee.
Yee.
That's
Changed his name to
Yee.
Yee.
I can't believe he changed his name to Yee.
Yeah, but Prince changed his name into a symbol.
Yeah, but who gives a shit? Prince.
Then he changed it back.
Yeah,
He's
but
the
I got
original
more
Elon
respect.
Musk's
I've got more respect for Prince, in my opinion.
Definitely.
Well, Kanye West.
The thing is that
I think we could. But
I think
his music is trash. He's an amazing person.
The thing is, Kanye
I don't know
is
if amazing is the word.
Kanye
I think
is
interesting.
an absolutely hilarious human being. But the problem is that sometimes you have to sit and think that he's hilarious because he's got deep-rooted mental health problems that aren't being medicated, or you know what I mean. And you then you sit there and think about it. It's like, oh shit, I'm laughing at this, but I probably shouldn't be.
Yeah, it's fucked. The whole
It is.
Kanye thing.
But anyway, he's another person.
You can say that about anything.
I actually don't understand. Like, if you talk to some people, they act like he's a music, one of the best people.
Music
I just don't
trash.
like his music.
Music
I
is
agree,
trash.
it's influential. It definitely changed.
Yeah, but that's because
changed
people.
the
That's
music
because
scene,
people.
but-
If you believe your own hype, other people will believe it as well. Because people are
True.
People are sheep. If you go out there and you go, I'm the fucking greatest of all time, and I'm the best, and I'm the best that's ever. Your fans are going to
People
go,
get it
he's
for
the best.
Yeah, I don't think he's that good.
And
anymore.
Kanye, every time he talks about himself, is
But
I
anyway,
genuinely
we're not talking about Kanye. We're talking about Marilyn Manson.
Yeah, but I don't think. Yeah, but can I just say, I don't think Kanye West would be. People would have forgotten who he was if he wasn't so fucking mental.
Yeah, that it gives him staying power, massive staying power. Definitely, he's always
all-
in.
could
If
all
you
be
got
just
gone
an act.
gone on music
Could be.
like any sort of music news, he's always there because he's
Yeah.
always doing something fucking mental.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Marilyn Manson, famous songs. He did the
beautiful people.
yeah. I don't think Slipknot.
Why did we start talking about Kanye then?
Oh,
'Cause we were
because
doing-
I said he was hanging
Marilyn
out.
Manson's.
Oh.
Yeah, Marilyn Manson
Yeah.
was
I just
at
got really
Kanye's
confused.
because Kanye really likes him for some reason. They're like friends. I
Yeah,
don't
but he
know.
was also buddies with Donald Trump and shit.
He's probably friends with R. Kelly as well, mate. He probably visited him. in
probably
prison.
friends with Jimmy Savile as well. Fucking.
Anyway, Marilyn Manson. I think I don't know.
I'm gonna say Slip.
I'm gonna go with Slipknot.
The thing, because Marilyn Manson's done a lot of covers, which would have introduced other people to his
They
music,
did do the
and I
Sweet
feel
dreams are made.
I feel like even though Marilyn Manson's music is pretty whoa, it's still you can still get away with playing Marilyn Manson stuff more in a room that people didn't know him as opposed to Slipknot. Like if you put Marilyn Manson on in a room, people will be like, "This is a bit."
that depends,
If you put Slipknot on in a room and
era.
people don't know what that is, people
thing
will be
is-
like,
when I think of, I'm trying to think of festivals that they're at because I did with Korn and Deftones. Imagine where they were, but they're both headliners for me.
They are.
I think.
both headliners.
I'm gonna go with Slipknot.
I'm gonna say Slipknot.
I think just because their masks are pretty funny.
Slipknot.
Yeah, okay, cool.
When you were in school, did you have all like the rumours of Slipknot, like where they used to like break people's necks and?
No, because
Like-
when I was at school, no one was interested. That
Music
when
died.
I was at
yeah.
when I was at school, it was the stuff people were listening to was trash.
Dirge. How about
Like,
Marilyn Manson removing
my
the rib?
my school period was all
Did
stuff
you hear that
like
one?
my school
what
stuff was
people
all like
listening to?
N-dubs and
Oh,
shit like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a
but
little bit of.
Did you
like,
hear the rib story?
the rib story?
Marilyn Manson removing a rib so he can suck his rib.
Yes, but that's a common myth, and people always change the person, don't they? I think when I was at school, it was Marilyn Manson.
Yeah, it was for us.
Do you guys remember the gerbil of Richard
Gere?
Gere? That's so old, that one.
Yeah, that one's no one.
That's from like the 80s. Apparently, Sylvester Stallone started it.
Yeah, I remember at school. It was at secondary school. I always hanged out with all the alternative kids because
Yeah.
You're a fucking dweeb.
Because of
subculture I always found that like it was the new metal when we all started when we were like 11 because that was early noughties. That was the thing.
Yeah.
But then it slowly everyone started getting into emo music.
Yeah.
That became the next thing.
Yeah.
Because new metal was pushed really hard.
It was all that was what was on Kerrang.
Yeah, and then it ended up being the emo music that was on Kerrang. So, yeah. Anyway, that was the transition I saw. We all started moving to emo music, but I never really got into it. So I ended up listening to weird shit instead.
Yeah, I know. When I was younger, I was definitely like I didn't listen to like any like rap or hip hop or anything like that because at the time I was in it, it was trash. You were like the most popular.
See, I listen to
like,
hip hop
now.
Yeah.
I'm not a massive like I prefer like hip hop over grime, but I love grime and like you've got shit on the radio. There's people, there's so many. You've got like, people like Skepta and Stormzy and all these people in the charts, and it's like I'm still not a massive fan of chart music, but I can jam to that. But when I was at school, the biggest rap thing in the chart, was shit like N-dubs and stuff like that, and it's like this is fucking rubbish. So it wasn't until I got a bit older.
That's the thing. I used to listen to a lot of hip hop when I was like in school, but it was only hip hop that I'd heard on video game soundtracks. So if it was in a Tony Hawk's game, I'd love it. Yeah,
Captain Marcus.
Dude. Even now, if I went on my hip hop playlist, it's like 80% Tony Hawk songs.
All right, guys.
Anyway,
the last two verses are huge.
Okay.
And
big boys.
The last one is the two most listened to on Spotify.
Oh, alright.
Oh.
Okay, so this one, Eminem versus Billy Eilish.
Ooh, that's interesting.
That's hard,
So you got a dude that's been in the scene a long time, very, very famous. But then you got someone that's massive right now.
Yeah.
That's
that's really hard.
I don't like Billie Eilish.
Do you not?
I like her as a person. I just think her music's just...
Yeah, she seems pretty cool.
Do you know what?
I don't it's a bit wishy-washy.
I'm very similar. There's loads of people that are popular at the moment that I like them. I really fuck them. They're really but their music. Like Lewis Capaldi, really cool. Ed Sheeran, awesome guy.
Yeah, really cool guy. Yeah,
trash. I can't.
His music's so bad.
Same like Post Malone. Post
Malone. Yeah,
I'm not a fan.
I love watching a podcast with him, and he seems like a chill guy. But like, his music's so bad.
I feel there's like one or two Billie Eilish when she first started coming out, like when she was getting big. There was a couple that I didn't mind. But now, like, I feel like every time you hear a Billie Eilish, it's just...
Yeah, she does that song, doesn't she? Yeah.
Whenever I hear a Billie Eilish, it's all just...
It's very wish-washy. But that's the thing, though. I think, even though I don't like it, I think it's very popular. So
I understand why it is.
I'd be tempted to say...
I don't like Eminem, but that's the thing, I don't like Eminem.
The whole Eminem thing is a tricky one. Like, it's hard.
When I was at school, if you talked about hip hop or rap, it's Eminem. Everyone would talk. Yeah. Even the stupid nerdy kid fucking loved Eminem.
Yeah. The thing with Eminem is that like
I always thought it was quite cringy.
It's supposed to be.
Yeah, but I know, but just because it's supposed to be doesn't make it good.
It started off and it was supposed to be, and nobody was doing shit like how he was doing. And then he came along with just saying all this weird shit, and it was like,
I'm gonna fucking drive off a cliff with a girlfriend in the back of the boot.
Yeah, and that,
that was good. Yeah,
like,
okay, you're right. I do say it's cringy,
Mental.
but it's funny cringe.
yeah, but that was the thing,
yeah,
and especially for the 90s, that would have been like, yo, this, like, when Limp Bizkit and all that stuff, like, Eminem was saying mad
Break your
shit,
fucking
like,
face tonight.
but
Get me on the road.
you have to, like, you have to transition and you have to change, right? Like, look at like fucking 50 Cent or whatever, you know, doesn't really do that much because he moved on. Once he got to that old, he was like, right, I'm still gonna make music every night, but I'm gonna let me be an let me find out what avenues I'm gonna invest in. Whereas Eminem is still now rapping like he was when he was like 22, and it's like, bruv, you're like 48.
Yeah,
like,
works,
and he's like,
and
he's like saying stuff like poo poo and butthead and
yeah,
stuff.
it's funny.
It's like, it's not funny.
It's funny.
It's not funny now.
I think
That's funny.
It's not. I'm gonna say Billie Eilish.
Yeah, Billie Eilish, just because she's famous.
You're both right.
Yeah.
49 million.
She's massive at the moment.
45 billion. 45 million.
I don't-
for Eminem.
She's like probably one of the most famous.
I've sat and listened to
Huge,
her.
yeah.
I've sat
in the
and
world.
like made an effort with her because like
I did too.
sometimes you feel like you're getting old and you like listen, you're like, oh god, I've got to at least try. And I was just sat and I was just listening to it and I was just like, nah, it just nothing about
Doesn't do it for you.
Doesn't do it.
I also think she did the worst Bond thing.
Yeah, I agree. It's
I still haven't
it's
heard it.
definitely the worst one.
I haven't seen it either. Actually, I haven't seen that movie. I'm not really.
You know, like-
interested in
It's
Bond.
pretty good.
Yeah, the movies, I don't know. I feel like the longer it's been since I've watched it, the more I sit back thinking, I don't like it that much, actually. After I came out, I was like, that's pretty good. But like, the more I've sat there thinking about
That's
what
because
actually
we got to go
happened.
for free.
Yeah,
no
that's what it
seats.
is. Damn, we had free popcorn and everything. It was so good. Anyway,
I think with like, I don't know. This might just be a theory, but I feel like I know we all we're all mutually saying that Billie Eilish isn't for us. I wouldn't say her music's terrible, but it's not for me.
No.
I don't get anything out of it, and I can't listen.
I'll never.
And I don't get the mass appeal of it. Like people go mental for it, and I just listen, and I'm like.
The thing is, when I say something's terrible, I'm not saying
It's terrible.
like
for me.
I'm just saying it's that's all
But
I'm saying. Like, I don't
feel
believe
like-
in like the whole objective music.
I feel
terrible.
like half of it now, it's like 50-50 with your music and also you. Because like back like 40, 50 years ago, yeah, like artists had personalities and everyone's like, that guy's really cool, but they didn't have a Twitter and an Instagram where you could see what they were up to all the time. True. And unless they were making a TV appearance or you went and saw them live, those are the only places that you saw them.
Better times.
But when you've got someone like Billie Eilish who like dresses in a certain way that's really influencing in fashion, like how many girls now will go out and dress like Billie Eilish?
Oh, man.
I've seen a
Like-
million girls with black and
Johnny-
green hair.
Black and
When that
fucking
whole
green
fuck
hair.
down
Yeah.
the
So
They
when
love
that
it,
whole- So
yeah.
if you're infatuated, I love this person so much. Even if you do like their music, I feel like you might not even like their music necessarily as much as you think you do. You just like
The person.
the whole. But I don't think there's anything wrong with
Yeah,
that.
but that was the same when I was a kid. Like I used to dress up like fucking corn and stuff like that. You know, you wear your baggy trousers and all that,
Yeah.
the chains and
I
stuff
just
like
feel
that.
like it's
you know?
amplified even more
Dreadlocks.
now with the whole social media thing.
Yeah.
Because obviously when you guys were growing, it was all like MTV and shit,
Yeah.
which would have been
Yeah,
like,
and it
here's a
influenced-
little bit
yeah.
more of an insight into. But now, where social media,
But yeah, the only influence you had then was seeing them.
yeah, exactly.
Nowadays, like you know their political views.
Yeah.
You know what their favorite food is, and
Yeah.
you never got that from MTV.
No,
So
Exactly.
yeah,
I
I think
have
you're
no
right.
idea
Yeah.
why people care.
What do you mean?
no, I don't either.
I
I think it's all a distraction, isn't it? I think
Yeah.
that's the fame and celebrity and movies and TV and music,
Yeah.
all of it. It's just a distraction, isn't it?
Yeah, it always is. But that's the thing is that like
Because if I'm thinking about Billie Eilish's latest hairstyle, at least I'm not thinking about I'm gonna die one day.
I think.
Genuinely, I think that's what.
yeah,
it
you're
is.
not thinking about cost of living going up. You're
Yeah.
not thinking about climate
Yeah.
change.
I can't put food
you're
on
not
the
thinking
table
about
this
the
week.
fact that we're gonna have to pay for.
But I can buy green
Yeah.
hair dye.
You're not thinking about the fact that like 50% of the UK is going to be a pensioner in like 30 years. You know, it's a great escape. Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's all
definitely
it is,
agree,
all
yeah.
of it.
It's weird, isn't it? Yeah, I don't.
It's just a big distraction, isn't it?
I like there are some actors and musicians I like their stuff, but I'm not like
I don't care about their personal
Yeah.
lives. The only
No.
thing I care about is, you know, like it. I think it's important to know when they're a really bad person because at the end of the day, you are paying their wage, and you don't want to pay a wage for you. Like
If they're doing like
dastardly shit,
if their personal life is like R. Kelly's, then I want to know about it.
When was the last time any of you bought any fucking music?
No, but even streaming, you're giving them pennies, and I'm saying, I wouldn't even
pennies.
But then again, I would chuck a penny at R. Kelly just to be a dickhead. Like, ew.
Yeah.
I'd chuck 1p at him.
Yeah, I'd chuck a p at him. Oh shit. Uh-oh.
Come on, that's funny.
That was funny.
Homemade hummus drinking his
chicks pee.
Alright, what's your last one? What's the
last one? The two, as far as I could find, the two most listened to musicians. It's between Drake.
Really?
And Justin Bieber.
Really? Now that's interesting. I didn't know Justin Bieber was still like a big.
Yeah.
One of them is the most listened to on Spotify.
Drake.
Yeah,
Which
Drake.
one is it, boys?
It's got to be Drake. I think Drake is probably one of the worst musicians I've ever listened to in my life. I really don't think his music is terrible. And I'm not like, obviously when I say terrible, I'm not saying that like, I'm saying like, to my personal taste, it is like as far away from my taste as music gets.
But Drake.
Yeah, I just can't, I just can't stand it. Anyway. But it is 100% Drake.
I think it's definitely Drake.
Drake is massive. He's so big.
That's right. Between them, it's 30 million.
Fuck. Drake.
It's got to be Drake.
Drake.
Justin Bieber. I understand Justin Bieber's big, but there's no way he's bigger than Drake. That just doesn't make any sense.
Drake.
You're both wrong.
No way.
Nah.
Justin Bieber.
Nah.
88 million.
Really? Justin Bieber.
Fuck.
Justin Bieber. If you said like
Justin Bieber does feature.
If you said it was BTS or something like that, I'd be like, yeah, okay.
I didn't think about anything like that.
Yeah, BTS.
I'd never.
BTS chicks, man, they are fucking bonkers.
I keep hearing about like for the last 2 or 3 years. I see it everywhere, but I've never heard.
Have you listened?
For the first time the other day, I was watching MTV. I was just sat. I only had normal TV. I didn't have Netflix. So I was just watching MTV, and the advert came on, and it didn't say it was BTS, but I just saw like 700. How many of them are in that band? Is it a band?
I don't know. It's
There's like 20 of them. But
it's
just they're all just, and I was like, what in the fuck is it? And then it finished, and it was like, and I was like, what did I just? Maybe I'm getting old. But
no,
I was like, I do not understand this.
BTS.
Not because I don't understand it. But I mean, I don't.
The issue with BTS is it sounds like
AI generated.
It sounds like AI generated music.
Yeah.
It sounds like like what I mean.
They've just got everything that sounds popular and
put it into a big. Have you heard the AI generated Dead People tunes? Have you heard
Dead People?
I have to show you. They called it like
sounds like BTS.
Snips showed it to me. No, it was called like
Dead People.
They made an album of musicians that were dead.
All right. Yeah.
And they put like they did it AI wise, and they called it like the something 12 club or the something 21 club, and it was like 21 or 12 celebrities and it was they all had a track each on it. And I listened to a few of them, but there was an Amy Winehouse one, and they obviously do it by like putting loads of her most popular songs into a thing, and then this computer just makes it up, and it sounds like a real song. I'll show you it later. It's so
scary, isn't it? AI is scary.
And it's like AI lyrics, and the lyrics in it is like it's nuts. I'll show you it later, but she says stuff about like going away now and fading away, and it's like this is fucking
BTS,
really
man.
weird.
BTS use the same technology.
How do we know they don't?
They must do. It does not sound like someone sat there and wrote it. It sounds like an AI has just gone this gets the algorithm to go like this. That's what it feels like.
Well, BTS on there has 43 million.
Yeah, they're big. They are big.
They're big.
So what was Bieber? Did you say 88?
88.
Oh, mate, that's just
unbelievable, isn't it?
That is legitimately like unbelievable.
I think a lot of that is because he does. If he didn't do as many features as he does, I think Drake would have beaten him. But Justin Bieber is on so many other people's tracks.
Ed Sheeran's up there as well.
Oh
Ed
yeah.
Sheeran.
Oh yeah, I thought if you asked me who the biggest person on Spotify was, I probably would have said Ed Sheeran. To be honest.
I don't know who I would have said because when you said that the two biggest, Drake and Justin Bieber, neither popped into my mind. I couldn't think of anyone. To be honest, actually, if you said to me, if you'd have said to me right now, who do you think the biggest on Spotify is, I'd have probably said Billie Eilish.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Because she's massive.
She is huge now.
Have you seen that video of her where she's like talking about dating ugly guys?
No. Is that her thing, is it?
No, well... You fancy her, don't you?
I don't believe it.
Yeah, he likes Billy.
Yeah.
I don't like her. I don't think she's
nice.
that attractive.
Well,
She's not my type.
For me, then.
Is what I mean.
You go,
Leave her for me,
You
then.
can go and hang out with fucking Kylie Minogue.
Kylie Minogue.
I fucking love Kylie Minogue. It's not even that she's attractive. It's just like there's something about her music and just everything, and I just love that woman.
Well, we can do this again.
Yeah.
With other bands. There are still hundreds of bands that I could have gone through and didn't.
Do you know what we could do as well that would be cool? I'd like to do this again. Maybe we could all like bring some of our own ones because we'd all just do different genres. But we could do other stuff like this.
Genre.
Like a YouTube one. Genre. A YouTube one would be good. Do you know what I mean? Like whose channel has collectively the most views?
I hate
That would be
YouTube.
it.
I can't stand YouTube.
Well, maybe not YouTube, but you could do something.
PewDiePie.
Yeah, but if we pit two together, is PewDiePie still like the biggest person on YouTube?
Solo, like singular person, yeah.
Really?
I think so.
That's mental that he's held that title for as long as he has.
It's because he had such a big gap, though. You think about the gap between him and other big people, it was always massive. So
yeah, he hit like 20, 25 mil, like way before like loads of other people.
And also, it happened back when people actually cared about things like subscribing to YouTube channels and stuff. Nowadays,
and when it actually like did anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Now being subscribed to someone doesn't means fuck all.
No one gives a shit.
That's why you have to subscribe and click the like button and click the bell, and you got to do like all this extra stuff.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
It's this hog shit.
It's just
I
YouTube.
fucking hate YouTube.
YouTube.
However, there's no better
We
alternative.
put a bell button in because so that you're notified when you're subscribed.
That's what's being.
But then what's the fucking point of being subscribed?
Yeah.
But
Imagine if you subscribe to a newsletter. You're like, I want to get this magazine. I want to get this magazine every month. I'm going to subscribe. So you subscribe and you pay the money, and then first month the magazine doesn't show up, and then the second month it doesn't.
You
show
can
up
call
again.
us.
So you go down to the fucking post office, or whatever. Yeah, or you call them up, and you're like, why haven't you sent my magazine out? And you're like, oh yeah, you didn't call us to do it. You have to subscribe and send the money, and then call us up. Like it does.
I hate it.
You've got to think
It's
about
so
YouTube.
fucking
YouTube is the
stupid.
BTS of the internet in the sense that they just follow what the algorithms tell them to do. If they got an algorithm saying, "Oh, you got to have a bell now instead of a normal subscribe button," that's what they'll do.
All right, boys. I think that was
call it a day.
That
I
was
think.
relatively fun.
Sorry for the big break of podcast. We will be getting back on it.
Will we?
Will be. Well, I don't know. Maybe will we?
I'm sure that someone could make a compilation of the amount of times we said that.
It's true.
Please don't make that.
It's hard.
To be fair, last year I think we only did like 8 podcasts.
Yeah, but that was like we were trying. It was hard.
COVID's fucked us.
Yeah, but we are getting back into a good rhythm now.
Well,
It's
we
taken a
were
little bit
literally
of
going to
time.
make one.
Talking about feel the rhythm.
If my family,
feel the rhyme.
But
we
if
were
my
gonna do
family
it at the
hadn't
end
got
of
COVID
December,
and your family hadn't got COVID, then
Yeah.
there would have been in the last like 2 or 3
End of
weeks, there would
December,
have
we
been
would have
stuff.
got one done.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, like my mum's isolation only ended like 4 or 5 days ago.
Yeah.
So it's been fucked.
Anyway, yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah.
Like, subscribe, and I hope you won alongside these two, which neither of them won.
Yeah, let us know your scores if you were playing along and
It's
you
too
were
much
tallying
popular
at home.
music. I just can't. If you did bands I know and like, I would have done.
This
Well, maybe
makes
next
far more sense.
What do you mean?
To do bigger ones.
Yeah, for the audience. Yeah, I get it.
But
And
maybe
for
we,
Lewis.
Yeah, but I'm thinking about myself. I'm not thinking about you or the
If
audience.
you
I'm
fucking...
thinking about myself.
If you did it, it would be like fucking... Oh, I'm just trying to think of shit indie names. Like Floor versus Pillow. And then we'd be like...
Those are good names for a band, actually. I quite
fuck's
like
sake.
Pillow.
what other things
Floor.
on websites can you see the views or looks that it's had?
I could do something like what's been Googled more or something.
Yeah, because I was thinking, or like
Like what's
even
the
like
highest... Like if I said...
because you know eBay items, it sometimes says people are looking at them. You could do like 2 stupid eBay items, like which has got the most, who's watching the most, like do weird shit like
the
that.
most
Do you know what I
interesting?
mean? There's a dragon dildo and something else. Which one's
Dragon dildo.
Yeah. Or what was it when we were talking about glass animal dildos? Wasn't a dragon?
I got one for you guys.
Yeah, you're right. There was one. Yeah, dragon dildo.
What's the next word that comes up if I type in on Google? What is poo?
Made of.
Yeah, it has to be.
No, it's what is poo poo.
You're gonna give me 100.
That must be confused Ugandans after watching eat the poo poo.
See, we could do that for one, like autocomplete.
Oh God!
Autocomplete.
You get the poo poo in your mouth.
It is so painful. They have to take drugs.
Right, like, sub, click bell, kiss.
Yeah.
Bye bye everyone, we love you.
Just basically everything down there. Just click all of it, and something might happen. Just click everything that you can see on the screen. Just click it, and something.
Don't click it twice though, because it might unsubscribe.
No.
Just go to the YouTube channel of someone whose notifications you get all the time, and check which ones you've got ticked, and then come back to us and click those ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright, thank you very much, everyone. I need a piss.
Yeah.
And a
Me
bit of
too.
shit.
Always need shit.
Bit of a shit. What could do with a bit of a shit?